Так, давай попробуем.
Let us try 1, 2. Wonderful. Dear friends, today this meeting will be led by myself, Armand and Igor Romanenko, and today we are going to have the improvisation of the new format. And let me say that in order to make it more amusing for you, we decided to make it much more lively for the next an hour and a half. Igor Romanenko is the financial director of SWIG company, and he is the person who has been working on the portfolio, but perhaps here Igor will be the best man who will tell his story. And let us check your communication. I am happy to welcome all the partners and friends, and I hope that you hear me loud and clear. Please appreciate that at 10-point scale. I believe that you know that I am the financial director of the SWIG fund for the crypto unit in particular, and we have established a team of people who, together with myself, have been working on maintaining primarily the capital of Crypto Union program. And of course, to increase it, we do have some knowledge in this area. 6 years as to myself, and some people have been in business for 25 years. With Arnieks Murnieks, through our discussion, we are going to conduct our webinar in order to wrap up the performance of this month, and we'll take some figures for July and August for the transactions which we have got throughout 3 months. We'll be talking about the new investment, the ones which has already gave us some pay back, and where we are going to invest further. Thank you very much, Igor. So for those of you who haven't acquainted with myself, let me introduce myself. I am Armand Murnieks. I have been with the company since 2014, and since then I have been the intensive participant, and nowadays I am the member of the Department of Crowd Investing, which unites a group of people who are responsible for the development of SWIG all around the globe. Global Transnet company is the one which was established in 2015 in order to promote skyway technologies, not on behalf of Armand, but on behalf of the company. I may say that the performance was very successful. This area has been developing, and the private investors, I'm afraid that some of you are complaining about the sound. Is it louder now? Therefore, please grade us at 10-degree scale. I'm happy that you now hear me loud enough, so let me continue. You might have understood that today, together with Igor, we'll conduct this webinar telling you about the recent developments, not only about the events. There will be many interesting things as well. In our today's program, we'll have the news about crypto units and transition to the 7th stage, which we have been awaiting for quite a long time. Some of you are happy, and some of you understand that the train has already left. We'll wrap up our performance throughout summer months, and here Igor will tell you in more detail about the investment which has been made, where particular to, and what is the value of today's portfolio, and so on. So definitely you will learn about it during today's webinar. We'll touch upon SWIG, will give you the details, and the news of the company, corporate news and promotion will follow, and of course there will be presence. Andrei Havratov again allocated money for presence. I believe that many of you like getting presents. Igor, do you like getting presents? I do. but I try to make presents for myself mainly. So financial people do create and award themselves with presents, definitely. And now questions and answers. And in a couple of words, let us recollect what crypto unit is. You have already seen the reel. You know that this is a global portfolio, which is a program incorporating that program. And today, Igor, in much more detail, will tell you about the crypto unit. Are there people who attend our sessions for the first time? If there are such people, if there are people who for the first time decided to spend some time visiting the seminar, please put 1. As far as I see, there are many newcomers. All right, then the first part will be more devoted, will be more focused on you, in order to furnish you with better understanding about the crypto unit and why we have been discussing it and why about 4,000 people today only are here today, and in order to know what we are doing. I don't know we'll manage to see the video or not, however, let me draw your attention to the 20 segments, and given that today we are holding it together with Igor, let me, Igor, ask you a question. I'm sure that the other people will be interested as well, but prior to asking for the newcomers, let me tell in a couple of words what we have been doing. You have heard about such an area as crowd investing. Crowd investing is a pretty thing where the people can become the shareholders, have some equity in projects, and those people who today are within the team, or better to say company crypto unit, those people who have been trained by Andrei Khavratov are those people who So they are the people who currently assist you in furnishing the knowledge on how to place your funds, even little money, in order to participate in global investment portfolio. So, Igor, let me ask you a question. Here we have got 20 segments of investment market. How you come to understanding that there should be 20 only? Why not 27 or 21? So I added the volume as well. I believe you hear me louder now. All right, I see from your feedback. So all that kind of knowledge was generated primarily through experience of Andrei Khavratov when I joined the Academy of Crowd Investing. At that time, seasoned investors knew that I was one of the first in the Academy together with Igor Korsun. In Minsk, we were demonstrating our composition. So from there, we have got the places or the niches or segments for investing. Very few will talk about the vast areas. In some companies, you are just offered just a package of things. They tell you about the area. They ask you to invest in one particular segment. If you go to real estate experts, they will start talking about the in-kind investment. Crypto unit covers about 20 objects for investing, and we have pre-selected the 20 key sectors for crypto unit. Therefore, that was generated quite a long time ago, and some areas have already been updated. In 2012, we haven't yet taken crypto market because they were not popular, but now they are very, very profitable, but on the other hand, they are very risky. Jointly with Andrei Khavratov, and based on our experience, we have decided on those 20 sectors or the places for investing where we have been investing to. But we haven't yet invested to all of them. Currently, if we take these sectors, can I discuss the sectors, Armand? I would like to ask the question, how many sectors are there? How many sectors are there involved in the global portfolio? All right, we have got about 13 sectors which have already been involved. As anticipated, many more will be included into the portfolio. We can include training, equity participation and business, multi-layer crowd investing, you might see it from the slides, banks, equity markets, stock markets, crypto units, real estate, non-rocket development of space, precious and semi-precious metals, precious and semi-precious stones. These are the key areas. Those which I haven't yet quoted are not those where we have yet invested, but we are considering the idea. Ideally, we should have a good equilibrium in the portfolio. We do have the investment portfolio. Prior to launching crypto unit program, it was unbalanced and there were some discrepancy, and Skyway repaired the damage. I believe that the share has decreased, which was then it was in SWIG portfolio. You see the structure on the slide now, and I believe we'll show the structure later, or Armand will show us the structure of the last month for you to get familiarized with the outcomes and with what we have got as of the 31st of August this year. That was in brief, dear friends and partners, my part about the global structure portfolio. Thank you, Igor. Can I have the feedback? Is it clear what we are talking about? Is it clear what the investment portfolio is? If it is clear, put plus, if not minus, and then put down the question. As far as I see, there is understanding. If there are some gaps, please put down your doubts. Thank you very much, Igor, for elaboration. As far as I see, at least 99% of the audience are with us. Dear friends, many of you ask the following question. What is the intention on further development of the market? Which plans have you prepared? Andrei, of course, did the planning together with Igor Romanenko, and if you review the results, you will see the three clear portions or the three stages of implementing into the global market of our unit as the payment system. On this very slide, you might see that the first part is just putting together the partners and the advocates, making a family. Perhaps not everybody of you have the overall understanding. Therefore, I will quote you an example. In 1976, Steve Jobs decided to have his line of computers, his range of computers. So if you review the history, you will see that Steve Jobs, within 1 month, has been looking for investors. He was calling around and he was ready to offer equity in his business to them. However, the feedback was from 3 people only, or better to say 2 people, Steve Wozniak and Ron Way. And there was also an investor who put the first money in. Anyway, they established a family. They were the people who were closer to each other. They were closer to Steve Jobs as well. So the first part is to provide a portion to a family, some equity to those who are the members of the closed club, it turns out that the first stage means putting together the co-thinkers, the co-mates, in order to go to the second stage, which will mean sales on official resources, I mean through security token offering. There will be sales through stock exchanges. That will be the second part. In the second part, not only the closed group of people of the family will have access to, but there will be involved the people from the so-called cold market. Those people who, through official sources, will absorb and digest information, while the third part will mean global merchandising or putting together Ethereum and Bitcoins, which are being traded through the platforms, and businessmen can use them as means of payment. And also the goods could be sold for particular funds and monies which they value. So the third stage will mean the joint work for implementing in different areas of the unit. I hope that I was clear enough when discussing the three stages. If you have a look on the third stage in particular, here we have a global merchandising of crypto units based on the assets from all the sectors and segments of investment market. In other words, there are 20 segments which Igor told you about in a couple of minutes ago. As soon as the amount of the total investment reaches $100 trillion, then 80 points through crypto units which you get through them will be worth, as Andrei estimated, up to $1,250 per crypto unit. Of course, it won't happen overnight. Prior to that, we have to cover the road to Calvary, but in 2009, nobody thought that crypto unit will be $10,000, or the unclear unit and currency will mean real money. If we have a look backwards, may I ask you a question? Are there those who have been born in 70s or even 60s? Are there such people? So, Svetlana, you are the first. Can I ask you the question, could you please tell me, in the 70s and the 80s, have you got MasterCard, Visa, or bank account? Bank account, perhaps yes. But as to plastic cards, I don't think that you have got them. From there, we've got the saying that the best ATM machine is cash. At that time, the people prefer keeping their cash under their pillows. In the 21st century, when the plastic cards were introduced, it was very difficult for the people to switch over to the new kind of thinking. Instead of cash, instead of the banknotes, there was a plastic card in their hands. Something similar was happening with crypto unit. Many people have realized that with the plastic card, it was very, very clear, but yet it wasn't clear that somewhere in the web there will be units, money worth something. Restructuring of thinking and mentality usually takes time, especially for the people who are lukewarm in being trained. Therefore, Igor was saying the training is the key area where the emphasis should be put to. I believe that my explanation is quite clear. I'm talking about my position and my vision, why the things are developing in that manner. For many of you, the development of crypto unit might seem something unreal or unrealistic. However, those of you who have enough information, there will be no surprises. Let me listen to Igor, because I believe that I have been talking a lot. Could you, Igor, tell us on how you have estimated, together with Igor, the interest, why 40% will mean or will be allotted for the increase of the portfolio? Of course, overheads are clear, the operational costs, payments, loyalty payments are clear. But the question I would like to ask you anyway is the following. Why 40% out of the total raised money will be used for the increase of the portfolio? Igor? Given that we estimate everything based on sales, if we take total sales, say last month we've got 20 million in turnover, but we are talking not about the real money, but from the amount of sales, and the bonuses are included there. So I should speak louder. So for us to be able to incentivize and promote our business through crowd investing, then consequently marketing will get 37%. You are aware that we have a lot of money already invested into the network to our partners throughout 4 years. In Minsk, I showed the amount that was very, very pretty money. So let us deduct 37 from 100%. Then we have to promote our representatives in the field, working in the regions. I mean Vietnam, Italy, the UK, Australia, India. There we have to incentivize the people, depending on the size of the region, for the people to be able to get the interest from sales, thus allocating money for further development of the office, for the further increase of sales. We allotted 5% for that. We have also got operational costs on business, on accounting, definitely. Financial reporting and statements are mandatory. For more than 4 years, we have been on the market. In the SWIG fund, we have run upon some issues where we have to have transparent accounting and reporting. So we have even established outsourcing department dedicated for Russia in particular. For other countries, we will also have outsourcing departments in order to have overall and clear reporting, and we have allotted another 8% for that. Without waiting for STO, in order to get the cash back quicker, we have paid out through the loyalty program and all tokens allocated for crypto program from the 5th to 10th of every month day. You will be getting to your bonus wallet in the crypto unit cabinet. So we have made 10% because, like flying the aircraft and when listening to the loyalty program, please get your 10%. In Alpha Bank, they speculate on 10 or 15% as to pay back for funds. So we based ourselves upon market prices and decided on 10%. So we have got about 40% balance, and mathematically it might be possible from the amount of sales. We have got $1 million, 40% will mean $400,000, which will be used for investment. Based on significant and profound experience by myself and Andrei Havratov, And we are getting ever more interesting people on increasing and maintaining the capital. First of all, as far as legitimacy of our corporate action is concerned, we believe that we know how to increase the capital, and very important is that we focus ourselves on noble prices for increasing the capital for ourselves and for our investors to crypto program as well. On the market, in average, they believe that 10–15% interest is very good, but this is on international platform. 50% will mean a huge risk, but let me show you that we can get even higher figures, but based on the proper infrastructures. In order to have secure and safe investment of big money there, we have considered cons and pros, and I will show you through what kind of infrastructure we are doing this. So we have got about 40% as the balance for investment. I'm sure that with our investment council and department, we'll be able to increase the capital. In the next 12 or 18 months, following the international trends, we believe that we'll have success because the picture will be very, very interesting and tempting. We'll be speculating on that on our next training and webinar. The global situation on finance is very, very particular and even peculiar this year, and it will be ever more interesting next year. Having earned some experience and money on that, I will tell you about our Russian programs and how we can replenish and increase our capital. Armand, anything on your behalf? Thank you very much, Igor. I hope that Igor has given you the most exhaustive answer. Dear friends, please pay attention that upon having got STO, 65% will be spent for further expansion, blowing up of the portfolio. The more money will be spent for redistribution into investment tools from 20 segments. The bigger will be the portfolio, the higher the earnings will be, the more money and the more payments through loyalty programs will follow till the year 21. And prior to that, or better to say afterwards, the dividends only from the entire revenues and earnings through the portfolio will be distributed to all the holders of crypto units. Thus, even those people who will buy through stock exchanges will be getting dividends. And so, dear friends, you see that that was not the case in the past. There was no free access to the people before. And here I believe that Andrei and Igor have done something very, very material, even beyond the capacity. All right. I'd rather touch upon the following. Given this is the last day of the month, we have not been waiting for the entire and overalls of crypto units points for the current stage. On monthly basis, we'll have the transition, and the last but one, that is the 7th stage, will mean that there will be, and you can make screenshots even now in order to learn what we have got right now and what we will have in the next 13 hours. So at 8 p.m., so midnight Moscow time, consequently, those opportunities which we have got today won't longer be in place any longer. One person told me that I haven't seen the growth of the company, corporate growth, and the growth of my investment in particular. Answering this question, I may tell you that if you get registered right now, if you go to your personal cabinet, you will see that there are many more bonuses for the units of crypto units which you get for the particular ape, while here you will see which bonus you will get at the next stage, say tomorrow. Do you follow me? If you have a look, then you will see that at least by 30%, so by 30% there will be further growth. Why are we showing you different tables? We'll give the answer to that at the end. Olga, please put down this question, because this is a very good question indeed. Let us leave all the questions by the time of finishing of our session. So, pay attention to what will be happening beginning from tomorrow. But not everybody will have an opportunity of being registered free, or will have the direct transition from the other cabinets, because it will become possible only on the 31st of August. Those people who are currently in the cabinets of the Academy of Private Investors, SWIG or Transnet, for Eurasia, please mind. So, Christmas will be over if you don't make the step now. By the 31st of August, the people will have the right of entering the closed club, paying 10 units only. So you have to decide any ape where the price will be for 10 units or higher, and then you will be entitled to participate in crypto unit program. Moreover, only by the 31st of August 2019, the people who will have the transition to the cabinet will be able to get registered, will be able to register 50 persons, but starting from the 1st of September, they will be able to register 35 people only, by 15 people fewer, and the plank, the threshold, will be going lower. Anyway, the closer we are to the final stage, the more efforts should be taken to maintain the rules of the closed club. The people who are registered will get references from the person who invited you here, and you will be absolutely entitled, after the verification, of getting 20 units. $20 for 50 persons, almost $1,000, which the company will give to you. 1,000 units from the company will mean the promotion of your business. You will have to pay only the difference, the balance, in order to procure AIP for bonus units. Please pay attention that 20 units won't last forever. Beginning from the 1st of September, we'll have the new stage launched, and then the accrual of bonuses for units won't be the case any further. So take your chance. In the personal cabinet, we've got a tool which is called lending. As far as crypto unit is concerned, thank you Inger and Andrei for designing it. As far as I have been told that the information is available in all the languages. Please double check your personal cabinets whether this is true or not. At least the key languages should be there, such as English, Italian, Spanish, and Russian. Consequently, please check it again and use the instrument. I believe it is very helpful indeed. And now Igor will share with you his vision on the topic, particularly on investment portfolio, and I won't interfere into his speech because I believe he is the seasoned professional, but prior to giving Igor the floor, let me tell you only one thing. Starting from 2016, my wife and I, based on the 8 rules of private investor, we have been applying the theory into practice. Only the theory which we have accepted for ourselves and have realized turned out to be helpful in establishing more than 100 investment tools. If I were to be more accurate, 174 tools. Many people have been telling me, where can we get such an opportunity? Dear friends, the knowledge through practice, if you just possess some knowledge, you won't be able to practice it, but when you do practice, and the next piece of practice I would like to share with you, and Igor will be talking about it in more details, will mean practical implementation in practice. So Igor, let me not take the bread out of your mouth. Thank you, Armand. So, dear friends, let me switch over to the reporting. I will quote some figures from the stated report. Dear friends, I draw the focus today on only 2 segments of investing, not on all of them, but on 2 only. Because as we have decided, we'll be taking 2 segments at each webinar and give you the details. Otherwise, there will be 2 repeating questions. We'd rather focus on 2 only. The first of those 2 segments, let me start from something more generic or general. Of course, the IPO transactions, I'm talking about them quite often. So, perhaps you're even bored about them, and I'm still thinking whether I should speculate on them any further, but anyway, they are very practical, they are very resultative. The only minus which I can see here, or I'd rather start from the plus. Here we see pluses on the screen. The global financial market, as believed, means replenishing of the capital by 10 or 15%. IPO market, within your eyes, mean real corporates, performance, Riva International, sharing. They are all related to investment. CrowdStrike, the company for cybersecurity. I think that many of you have heard about them. At least I have been quoting them many times. They are the companies on the screen which capital has increased by the figures which are on the screen as well. So let me not focus on them too intensively. Pharmaceutical sector, as you see, transport sector, and the latest IPO was in Mode company. But what is negative there? When participating in IPO in the West, you have to consider that only big investors are there. If you have $10,000, that won't be your cup of tea. Mainly there are banks, any application, the minimum threshold is 50,000, some put a threshold at 100,000. So in order to get a good price, you have to have $250,000 at least. And the application has to be put forward in 2 or 3 weeks in advance. I'm talking based on my experience. We have been working in one Russian company. They are not Russian residents, but working on the Russian market. So when applying for $50,000, we might often find ourselves in the situation when 10 or 15% have to be considered, but we may get the approval for less than 7%. Consequently, there is a question. Why? Because no good prospects ahead, they are taking more, leaving the clients with something less. But when there is an IPO with no high rate of return, they pour 100%. You apply for $50,000, and in that percentage proportion from 100%, you have the approval for 50,000. With the CrowdStrike, you will get 50,000 only. Therefore, we have found the alternative infrastructure, which can be used for IPO as well. We have passed the procedure of passing the title, and God bless, we'll be able to participate in IPO. Until now, we have been participating through the first company. The revenues are good, the interest is good, but as far as cash or live money, it means 40,000 only. So under the similar conditions, that could be 1 million, and of course I would love to get 1.5 or 2 million through investment, but still the question why? Why that was the rationale for investment? Dear friends, that won't be the permanent structure. IPO market is overheated, and we won't be able to see that high interest in the next 18 months. So therefore, I shifted to the other area. I will share with you some piece of information, especially to those who would like to earn money. I know that there are Vietnamese, Australians, among the audience, British, Americans. So, dear friends, you can participate in the United States, you can apply in the United States. In this case, what can be done for hedging? Now, perhaps for the CIS countries, I make one disclaimer. When applying for an IPO, there will be the lock-up period lasting for 3 months. When you apply for 50,000, you cannot sell within 3 months. This is the rule. This is the deadlock period for the CIS. If you have $250,000 or $1 million, then in principle you can apply. And 1 day later, after the quoting, you will be able to sell your shares. Artificially, brokers do it because it is preferable for the market to maintain money for 3 months. But that is not the case for the West. It mainly applies to CIS. So I have never shown it before, and I believe that will be useful, especially for the residents of CIS countries or for the European citizens. Those of you who are offering through non-European platforms, you might be aware when I was telling you that there are bulls and bears on the markets. Bears are those who play on reduction and bulls on elevation. So when going through IPO, then you will have bulls only while bears are idle. So what to do with hedging in this case might be your question. For that, you have to open through the other broker, and making you the reference, there are interactive brokers, which are the lead brokers all around the world. You just open your account there with them and open the position for the reduction, for down position. That information will be useful to some of you. Some of you will just neglect it. That's fine. But that kind of information is not the information which is happily shared, and you have to secure your investment as soon as you open your position for down. For instance, you have got adaptive technology shares, and you have to hedge it, and you can maintain it 3 months only. Therefore, you open your position on down. In other words, you open the bears, you have already got a bull, and now you have to have a bear. You have a call for a lockup, so the lock is on, and you don't care about the price any further. IPO has already been launched, you have got your 50%, you have to wait for 3 months, and then in 3 months you'll cover both the positions. Of course, through that period, the price might be up, you may know it, take the bears, but in this case, nobody knows where the markets will be. Perhaps tomorrow it will slide down, but you have to secure your investment. Thus, let us review the following. One of the shares has grown higher than my hedge. That was the share of adaptive technologies. Shenzhen was in the same trend. We have been hedging it at 13.9. Currently it is 14. The price to the right is the average cost, was the entry point, while the market price is the market price, completion through New York Stock Exchange. You can review Revolve, React. Hedge was 22.75 and market of real was $13. You see that the price has been down. God blessed us when we've hedged it. The price was down by almost 2 times from 22 down minus 13.75. Now we have got $1965. So by almost 42% down. If we haven't hedged it, our loss will mean 42%, that there will be loss making for us. Real was at $16 or $15, I can't remember, at least in that range, and our loss won't be that high, but the profit has to be taken from the market. The next company, Revolve, was at 33, now it is 22.6. So I am showing you the process on how you can hedge your investment. I'm aware that there are partners in the fund, there are directors who replenish their capital through IPOs. Currently the market may slide down, open the account, hedge your investment, otherwise nobody knows where the market will go to. In this case, you have to be the professional or to seek advice from the professionals. So this is the most fashionable trend, the hug, on how you can maintain and increase your capital. Of course, with smaller investment, you won't be able to go to the Western platforms. Hardly probable that many of you have $250,000 in your pocket, but most of the people, of course, don't have. So if we have to be realists, only big investors possess that kind of money, but given that we are raising funds through crowd investing, then in average I estimate the amount at the smaller threshold. So you can have an access through other brokers, through Alpha Bank, for instance, or Freedom Finance. They could be your promoters. Freedom Finance has already been acquired by the others, but anyway there are opportunities for IPO. But anyway you have to hedge yourselves, and I have showed you the style and the tools. IPO market means a very, very high risk, and you'd rather not have more than 10 or 15 your money there. If you are seasoned enough, you can have 30%. Otherwise, you will lose the capital. All right, dear friends. On my behalf, I'd rather wrap up what we have talked about. Igor has been telling you many interesting things, but please don't take it absolutely. If you have this money, you must or you must not do it. All of you are investors. We are the shareholders. All of us are shareholders, and I am interested what happens to my equity, how my finance, how my funds have been maintained and replenished Through those webinars, we're furnishing you with the tools helpful for micro-investors or students in the Academy of Private Investor will be in the line. To me, this information is demonstrative in the sense that a person has got enough understanding what he or she has been doing. If there is such understanding of the performance on maintaining and replenishing money, then we'll have a stronger position in the company and will have better trust to the people who are the leads. The people I am talking to have enough understanding, showing the people involved in global development of the portfolio and raising funds. Out of that money, dividends will be paid out, not merely collecting money and investing money somewhere, imitating rapid and intensive activity, and then telling, sorry, we have failed. On this very slide, and thank you very much, Igor, for your explanation, you have clearly shown that our micro investors with their small money increase their amounts. If we are talking about 24%, then dear friends, for the amount you have purchased shares, you can have plus 24 for the initially invested money. Am I right explaining? Absolutely right, Armand. Not 24% on revolver. On real, it was -2, but generally you were right. So let's move further and tell us about PAI and PIP. So let's continue. Anyway, at first I have already mentioned that, and let me say it again, that all the investment shown here mean that you are the co-owners of those companies and that you are getting revenues. I have been telling that many times, and every time I am telling this, and when it is said here equity funds, means that you will be getting your money, mainly in Russia. In the United States, you won't be able to get that much through equity investment. In Belarus, you can get it as well, but anyway, your profit will be distributed for all the investors in crypto unit. So, equity fund means maintaining and increasing capital through banks and managing companies, and the money is increased. Firstly, we maintain it, and then we increase it through exchanging the equities. That will be the simplest tool for the newcomers, for new investors, particularly in Russia. One can buy a package or a share, an equity. That package can include shares of 5 or 10 companies, securities, gold, real estate. Please understand that this is a minimum portfolio. Having bought a package for 2,000 will mean that in a month it will be 2,100 and so on. In average, they are growing by 10% per annum. We have earned some experience in that area, and we do understand that the replenishment takes place. We have the dedicated person for that, not myself, but I have a person residing in Moscow now, and he's in charge of the entire areas. So the revenues are shown on the screen. I haven't included May, April here, but the figures, dear friends, will be similar to those on the screens. Overall report, the final report will be on the 70, and there I will tell you about the performance throughout 6 months. That final webinar for the month has the figures for the people to understand what we have been doing in the previous months, not within this very month only. The total investment into the sector has increased. Previously, they were 70,000. Now we have been increasing the investment. We cannot increase it one-off because the legal scheme in Russia precludes legal entities to the full extent. Approaching legal entities will have the auditors which will perform the overall audit of our finances, and once per semester will be reporting. We'll have the report with the audit proven statements. When being public holding, it will be mandatory to us to make the semi-annual statements. They even have the quarterly reporting. So similarly, we'll be reporting once per semester. In the meantime, we haven't yet got audited statements. We haven't passed through auditing. I'm showing you the performance through the webinars. The question about timing, I believe that the audit will take place somewhere in October or November. In the meantime, we have that kind of reporting and statements. Many of you would love to see the figures right now. But when we have public holding, definitely all the statements will be transparent. They will be consolidation, and public holding will mean exchange of shares, and then we'll have entirely transparent and legitimate reporting. The public holding won't be in Russia, definitely, but I'd rather tell you about the process on the Avanti. I disclosed too much to you, I'm afraid. I'm trying to tell you about the obtained results only. I'd rather, so I'm not telling you about our intentions. I prefer not to. So the rate of dollar to ruble went down by 5%. We deposit our money in rubles. Our investment has not devaluated because we were holding money in the fields, in the areas which grow with the increase of dollar. There was some devaluation, some depreciation, because devaluation means depreciation anyway, so devaluation was by 5%, and we have maintained our capital. Of course, we earned something in rubles, but as far as dollars are concerned, the amount kept the same. When the dollar is down to ruble, when our revenue will be for the plummeting of dollar, there will be the revaluation of our foreign exchange reserves, and we'll have more money in dollars.
Тоже коротко об этом рассказал.
And let me now switch over to the next area. Dear friends, as to plus and minus transactions, it doesn't happen, so plus is never. Some have minus all the time, pity for them. 80% of the people trading securities are losing their money, and only 20% maintain and replenish their funds. While at Forex market, 95% of people do lose their money and only 5% earn something. Why? Because there are manipulations, there are massages. This is not our today's topic, but there are market makers earning money through manipulating the mass, and small investors lose their money. The next area is investing into American and Russian stock markets. Amazon, Visa, McDonald's, Yakuts, Apple, Google are the renowned names. In the past, those companies were strangers and newcomers. Their shares were very cheap, but now they are on the peak of the trend. I like the following words. You should buy where there are no people, where the prices are cheap, and quit where there are too many people. So you shouldn't be buying, which is very expensive nowadays. You should buy on panic. You should buy when there is blood on the market, but sell when there is euphoria. You can even put down the quotation: buy on panic and sell on euphoria. Then you will be in plus. So, dear friends, we have investment into US and Russian stock markets. We have invested. We have been working through interactive brokers, and I believe you know the company, a big company. They are being quoted at New York Stock Exchange for dozens of years, and we have invested there. In that company, big hedge funds deposit their monies. We are talking about billions of dollars deposited there. As to security, I believe this is a good answer to your question. We have firstly invested $100,000 on the second week of August. We have got our Namad, and she has got her 11%, then another $200,000. Followed, total revenue was $18,000 to us. Given that the investment was within 1 month, the rate of return was fluctuating, was floating, not 18 or 6%, something average between 6 and 18. In our case, around 12% per month meant our replenishment of capital. 200,000 investment a week ago resulted in 1 week revenues, so revenues here will be about 12%. Why and how that has been achieved? Our managing advisors told me that the person will be in India. You can get acquainted with him, and definitely I will introduce you to that person. Of course, I'd rather keep him at the arm's length for a while. The person is a guru in the area with profound experience, seasons in selling different commodities, gas, shares, oil, gold, various technological funds. Terminology perhaps is too heavy for you. I won't be using it the chart for myself for cryptocurrency. And I know that many of you are keen on learning the details on cryptocurrencies, especially those trading cryptocurrencies. I have got friends in the area. Indeed, we have one of the best specialists dealing with cryptocurrencies in the Urals, and incidentally, he is a good bosom friend of mine as far as crypto units are concerned. So we take money in cryptocurrency. You can purchase IEPs through crypto units because we have been accepting in cryptocurrencies the payments for IEPs. Consequently, when the rate of Bitcoin was lower, when we're accepting it cheaper, then we have seen the increase, and that resulted in revenues to us. Some crypto units were sold, some maintained. On this very slide, we see that cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin in this case, given that this cryptocurrency has bright prospects, there is an opinion that at least I has generated it for myself 9 months ago. Anyway, I noticed that that opinion has been reproduced. It means that if there are sales through stock platforms, cryptocurrency starts growing. Everybody is endorsing the idea, but I have noticed that in October, last October, and I have got some of my assets in crypto units. At that time, Bitcoin was lower and was going down, and there were even fears that it will disavow, it will disappear, that it will be panic and blood. When there is euphoria, you have to sell, but there was no euphoria 2 or 3 months ago, when the increase was up to $12,000 or $13,000. But with Bitcoin, there was the euphoria when it reached 20,000. I recollected those 2 rules. Currently, crypto unit was purchased at 6.9, 9.6, it is now. We have earned $161,000. Ether course, $28, 360. Now Ether course rate went down. As far as I can see, let me have a look. Consequently, here we have got loss. However, the amount is not the total here, because some of Ether, we have got about 4,000 already been sold. We were selling it when it was 230, and we have earned about $150,000. So what we have got now has been kept. We haven't sold it. You see 163 for Ether. Let me estimate, give you the accurate figure. Times 276, $373,000. If we take 163, 16 times 183, then we get $298,000. But we haven't sold because I believe that the rate might be up, that the price will plunge. If so, Ether may drop down. Please agree whether, please write whether you agree with it or not. So we have Litecoin, sorry. We have been buying at 89. We have 18 at 816. The rate is down, virtual minus, but we haven't yet sold because when cryptocurrency starts growing, we'll be selling dearer. So Why selling them now cheaper? Crypto market will definitely be growing. There are speculations on that, but personally I think that there are good reasons for the growth. There will be the transition from stock exchanges to crypto platforms. There the logic is it won't be growing merely or per se. This is not a good reason. But currently, very interesting aspect is that cryptocurrency is going down, and now there are orders. You know what the Bitmines are? They are selling corporates in Asia. They are selling a lot of them, and currently China is one of the leaders there. Express your opinion on that through the chat. We cannot get many orders, especially from the friends. They are buying equipment from China, then bringing it to Russia. And the similar situation was last autumn, when the equipment, when you cannot get the equipment, big players play on downing the market. It may turn out that crypto units and bitcoins will be down, and the trend is now down going, is descending time frame, and I see that the trend is lowering until it reaches 10,000 and goes up. The trend of down going will continue. If it takes 10,000, then there will be the up period. Currently sliding down trend. If the price is lower than 9.2 with stronger support, then the road for going further down will get opened. I believe that I'm the technical specialist and trader, then I like speculating on that. Sometimes I even replenish my capital, and I would like you to understand what the market, where the market is going to. And of course, there are playing, manipulating the market in order to have better understanding why on the previous slides in Minsk, which I was showing in Minsk, the figures were that high for Bitcoin. Where from that have been taken? There was an equation embedded there for further purchase of Bitcoins. It turned out that $2.5 million meant the value of Bitcoins. That was true, but not 128, but 160 were purchased. Therefore, the person who asked the question will have the answer to his or her question. All the information, of course, will be through the audit and on guarantee demonstrated for you to have the clear vision. However, we have been replenishing the capital on crypto markets, but we are not spared from losses. We go through them. I was showing you that we have earned $700,000 here. Our virtual loss is $120,000, which I believe is not disastrous. Nevertheless, we have other investment where our rate of return is higher. In investing, you can't be permanently going up all the time, but you have to be clever with your risks. $120,000 out of portfolio of 63 million, it's a drop in the ocean. You should have enough knowledge and plans in your heads on what to do under particular circumstances. Armand. Thank you, Igor. I believe that your information was most useful not only to us, but to the other people in order to have better understanding. I believe that today we might touch upon and giving you some details on stock markets, but I am afraid that you have mentioned them already. Perhaps 2 or 3 areas, depending on time, per month on their final webinar should be disclosed and considered, and that will be very interesting indeed. So, where in which areas we have invested money. You see that we have Kit Narvel Cinema Studio. Let me mention to you the latest cases. Basalt, which means production, investment in Tanzania. Let me switch over to the next slide. So here it is, which shows the areas percentage from total investment in the global investment portfolio of crypto unit program. Crypto unit and SWIG means the global portfolio as of the 31st of August 2019. So, as of 31st of August, as of today, we have got investment into private investment fund, Skyway, real investment. Skyway percentage is down. Previously they were 39, now it is 35. The recent investment was to gold, another $2 million, and the total investment is now $3 million into gold, into basalt, about 850,000. Tanzania gold means procurement, trading gold. In average, it accounts for 6%. Difference in spread on trading gold. As anticipated, will invest into Ghana gold. We have got the company with a license for depositing gold, mining support license, absolutely legitimate. We have invested $300,000 there into procurement to the company. With the title, with the license, the key investment will be in September when our lawyer, our international lawyer Maxim, will visit. I think it will happen on the 2nd or 3rd week of September. We'll have an audit of our investment. So we have to control our investment. If there is no control, then from the point of energy of money and given the human factor, we may face unpleasant surprises. So your energy should be focused on better control. We have increased stock USA Russia proportion. It has increased up to 6%. It was lower before. There was an increase in gold of Urals, Ural gold, and now cryptocurrencies is at the level of 9.26%. We understand that in cryptocurrencies, I am now thinking, and we are looking for people who are the specialists in cryptocurrencies, because, dear friends, we have to hedge the risks in cryptocurrencies as well, because if Bitcoin rate was around 12, it was reasonable to have a USDT and hedge a little bit. But nobody expected Bitcoin to fall. Therefore, we do need the experts on maintaining the capital and getting better rate of return. Personally, I cannot keep my eye on everything, but anyway, most of the assets are within my vision. My responsibility is mainly on stock markets, on currency markets and IPO markets. All the other areas are under the investment council. And the private investment funds as well, equity funds are under control as well. So, dear friends, we have the global investment portfolio. I have shown you the structure for you to have the understanding of it. With every passing month, we'll be reviewing the structure, showing the key areas. And let me tell that the total value of the portfolio is $63 million.
Хорошо, дорогие друзья.
Dear friends, Armand, the floor is yours. Thank you, Igor. Yes, indeed. A lot of information has been presented today, perhaps too heavy for immediate digestion, but let me hope that we have not merely maintained and replenished your money, but we provide good equilibrium and distribution. It means that if one or two tools within this very month won't result in expected profit, anyway, the majority of the portfolio will cushion the losses. Thus, based on the knowledge, we'll get the good surplus, and we can see it with every passing month. We are seeing the portfolio increasing. And now, I'd rather focus on something else from the other side to show you something. Igor was talking about equities. There were 2.8, then 3.2, 3.4%. So, dear friends, these figures are for the month. If now we consider investing money into depositing money into treasuries of banks under interest, they will result in 2.5% interest per year, and using equities will be making 3 or 4% monthly. I'm telling you this because if SWIG company or the people responsible for crypto unit program and the global investment field have been doing at those liquid and guaranteed and secured tools will mean by 10 or 12 times higher that the best bank of the world can offer you per year. So the interest is quite small, but on the other hand, it is much, much better for maintaining and conserving the money of all of us. Let me add, dear friends, very important aspect which I have missed. We plan to invest in some areas. We have invested into ATCs on paying with cryptocurrencies. There are ATS machines through which you can pay using your plastic cards. There are crypto machines which we invested to as well. But there are few terminals which can accept cryptocurrencies. I am telling you this. We'll have our terminal as well. And we would like to have crypto units attached to them. We plan to have cryptocurrencies. For you to understand, this is the first area. Secondly, we consider Sushi Master offer, have 700 equity into the capital and another 600,000 for the franchise in order to develop franchises in particular cities, because we can develop franchises in Belarus. In Russia, we have 2 cities, another city in Kazakhstan, and as anticipated, we have to cover the areas. General Director of the company Sushi Master Alex Agnovsky is the well-experienced person. And when communicating, we learn about the objectives for the next 20 years. Alex has them. Usually such provocative questions are being asked. I'm happy that the person has this strategy for another 20 years, for the next 20 years. The closest objectives is to have the IPO and then sell the company, but not selling the entire company, but some of its equity, having bought shares now and selling them 2 years later. will mean that they will be 5 or 6 times dearer. Nasdaq, nice, US markets or European stock exchange, London stock exchange in particular. So they might be of interest. There, as far as Sushi Master is concerned, advertising, selling and demonstrating through billboards in Russia, advertising business. There are electronic billboards when driving along the city and see the advertising in color. In that area, our investment will be focused. Moscow City was our counterpart a month ago, and we liked the idea. We found good professionals there. We have signed an agreement with them on collaboration and will definitely invest into the area. And the payback will be from 50 to 100%. This is the real sector of the economy. Some of you will say that we are investing not into the real sector, but to the stock markets as well. So here I'm quoting you the real sector because gold is the commodity. And I believe that's all as far as the areas of anticipated investment is concerned. More details will be given on Eventy, and there will be the webinar in September. There will be new investment, and for investors will be happy to report on what we have been doing and how we have been doing. We are doing our best to maintain our common money. Very important what we have in our heads. Thank you very much, Igor. It was cool indeed. I believe that such a format through question and answers and elaborations will be much better for people's understanding. Not merely for doing business, but on how to explain to particular people what we have been doing. And currently, I would like to ask a question to the newcomers. Dear friends, those of you who have attended the webinar for the first time, please put plus if it have become clear what Igor has been talking about, or myself, what crypto unit program is. Only those who have been the newcomers. So as you see, Igor, there are so many pluses, there are so many new people have got profound understanding what we have been doing. And now, let me draw your attention for another 30 minutes. Don't be afraid of that. Focus your attention to the current performance, to our current business opportunities. It's not only for the newcomers. You have got dreams. Would you like those dreams to come true quicker? By 50 times or even 100 times? Fantastic. And now let us to have some positive aspects. So we'll be talking about bonuses. And I would like to see the people who have already participated in the program of promoting with an opportunity of getting an apartment or a luxury car or the travel holidays. Please put 1. Those who have participated in it. Alessia, please approach the person who has given you the reference to the webinar, and you will get the details on what to do. let me show you that that will be your bonus, your reward. What will you get? You will get much more. You will get a team, because all those participating in the promotion will be entitled for getting bonuses or presents just for going in accelerated pace to your dream. Those people who have been participating will pay attention through their personal cabinets that there are lists, and more than 100 people are there, and there is a top dozen. They are very close to each other. They are the people who have decided on the reasons why not, or why yes, should I get the apartment facing the sea. You have to spend a lot of time and efforts in the offices in order to buy an apartment. I am not talking about borrowing money or about a mortgage. So how long will have you to work? 10 years or more? But here, just through participating in redistribution of information with the people who have been looking for, and you guys will get an opportunity of getting the present from the company on top of all the rest, such things as the team, the amounts, the bonuses, but on top of all that, you will get luxury prices. So, let us see what should be done. Starting from the 1st of July till the 30th of September, you have to get the rank of the consultant. Those of you who have already got that rank, please put plus that we have got it, or higher, the consultant and higher. Those who have achieved consultant rank, please update it according to the bonus plan. You have to do all the same in order to turn into the manager, but the consultant level is sufficient. The 1st of June 2019, you have to use the first level. You have to help somebody to become a consultant. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, please approach the person who has invited you, and he will show you what to do. Partners are acknowledged, those registered from the 1st of July 2019. Let's move further. So, higher rank and the more number of qualified consultants on the first level will have higher points. The one who gets the first place will be the person who will get apartment facing the seaside as a reward. As far as cars are concerned, Mercedes, E-Class, Mercedes, or you can take BMW or Lexus ES. So it's up to you to select. 4th and 5th place will mean luxury travel to the Maldives or Thailand at your choice, and 6th to 10th place will result those top 10 out of top 10s. So the people down from 6th to 10th place will be able to go to Goa for a training, who will be for lead managers, and up. If you are not a lead manager, you will be able to visit Goa on promotion. That will be the exclusive opportunity for you. In order to achieve that quicker, from the 1st to the 15th of September, all those who buy particular hype in cryptocurrency will mean plus 10% in crypto units. Many people now are telling us that it's unfair. Yesterday or last week I jumped in, but I won't be getting the benefits which the others enjoyed. Having consulted into crowd investment department, Andrei and the others have decided that the people purchasing should have a plus 10% to those tokens, on top of those tokens and points, which would be reflected in the product. I hope you understand me. If we buy 500,000 conventionally crypto units, then you will get another 50,000 as a bonus. Is it clear? What do you think? Such bonuses, will they be helpful in approaching to your dream of apartment or a car, or you would just like to go to training? Will that be helpful? I believe that Andrei is doing his best based on the real opportunities which are amongst all of us and in the company, in order to furnish the people with more crypto units until they have been offered to the market. To tell you the truth, I see the following trend nowadays. I was getting questions whether there will be the information about the loyalty program, the particular figures will be quoted or not. So when we were telling the people about our intentions on establishing the new area, such as crypto unit in particular, at that time many people were telling me, including my friends, that there was something too beautiful to be true. But within 72 hours, all the packages were purchased out. And then the people decided that that was not a lie or something unbelievable. We have to look deep into the roots. The second round lasted even shorter. There were the bigger bonuses for the smaller amount. The people could get substantial number of crypto units. On the seventh stage, and that was the last but one. Do you understand? The last but one. Here, if presently you clearly see all the actions performed by the company which have resulted in the outcomes quoted by Igor, he quoted the figure 63 million, if I'm not mistaken. So 63 million worth portfolio, according to the estimates. Can you imagine what will happen on the seventh stage, while the eighth stage will disappear as a greased lightning? It will be the last stage when the people will be able to go to the closed venue. Those of you who haven't yet transferred, having been registered with SWIG in 2014 or 2015, you have been trained, you have been supported, you have established the team. So, anyway, as Andrei promised, all of you will get your rewards. Definitely you will get bonuses, but those people who won't have the transition will be buying crypto units officially through the platform, and there the prices will be different. That closed type club, or the family, if I may use the words, and the privilege for the family won't longer be in place. You will be at the same level with the people just coming from the crypto community, and they understand that the value of the cryptocurrency will be by times higher just because that presently there is not such a crypto unit which will be endorsed or secured by the assets. Not just by gold, but with the well-balanced portfolio. So in average, the profit will be in place, and that fact will be the distinguishing factor for the demand. 10% for each purchase. And now for the newcomers, for those people who attend our venue for the first time, will be interested that they have to establish teams, that you will have extra revenues. You have heard about such an area as multi-layer business. You are telling your friend is buying a definite product, and you get your interest. Today, I have already mentioned the new area such as crowd investing, where all of us become micro-investors into big business. As an example, let us imagine the situation when a big consortium or a big company is telling you that because we are such nice guys, we are going to share with all of you our equity in the company. So the people who will get the information may have $100, 100 pounds, or 1,000 rubles. Anyway, they will be able to join the business. And then, depending on the company revenues, the distribution will follow. There will be two ways doing so. You can herald through the mass media that there is such an opportunity, or you can do it via multi-level business or mouth. So, in a the perfect situation will be different. Having put together micro-investing into multi-layer payments, you may not be just telling the other people about the opportunity. So that is, they will decide whether to do it or not. But on the other hand, the person who comes in understands the value and starts talking to his friends looking for similar opportunities, and thus you establish your team, and if, according to the marketing plan, till March, you had to have 2 persons, and they should be in the same structure. Now till the 5th of October, there will be an opportunity through promotion, will cover the express qualifications. You will have 2 people interested in communication, in dealing with self-development, and who would like to become micro-investors. Thus, there will be 2 people who will be grateful to you, and through your reference, they will get the opportunity before it is officially announced on the market. On the 15th of October, there will be the access to the market through public access, and at that time your friends And those who are interested will have the direct opportunity of buying through the market, not only from you. They will be able, of course, to buy through you those points for crypto units on the market. That will be tokenized action, if I may say so. So for you to become the consultant, you will have you have to have 2 agents from the first line. In order to get 2 agents, you have to find 2 partners, and that will be the minimum purchase for 200 units. 2 consultants for the manager. Now I'm going it very quickly for the newcomer companies. For the newcomers, you have to have 2 managers, 2 top managers. In order to become top manager, you have to have 2 lead managers. As soon as you become a top manager, in order to become the counselor to the president, you will have to have 2 persons more. And the president will be the highest rank in the company.
Люди, которые уже имеют...
And they will be the people who have already established their teams. Please pay attention to the following. In the marketing plan, you will see which better opportunities you have as of today, when within a short period of time you can generate a good team and a good business, thus having the most stable passive income. Let me congratulate our first presidents of the company. They are Jamila Jusupova, who is a very strong leader. She joined us in 2015 and 16 and was intensively involved into the process. Currently, she is the president in the company, but the biggest achievement of her is that she promoted Kazakhstan very much. Petru Zhalba is the person who I have met in 2014, or I may say 2015. He is the guy if you saw him in 2015, you won't believe that such a person could achieve that much. Nevertheless, through willingness and good knowledge, he managed to implement his knowledge into practice, thus becoming the president, but creating new presidents as well. Dr. Lydia, very intensive partner, and Loken is also from India. We have got many people who have been intensively working in India. Of course, from the 10th of October, all of us will attend physically India. Ishan is the strong leader who has proven that he can cover the rank of the president, and I'm very proud for Garkula. I have been working with him intensively, and I appreciate that it wasn't a mere coincidence that a person has reached that high level. My congratulations to the entire team for creating leaders whom the people follow. This topic is for you guys. I won't announce who have become counselors and top managers because it will take another 30 minutes at least. I'd rather switch over. I don't understand why I have the reverse demonstration. For those people who are with us for the first time and who haven't yet got understanding of the company's performance, I may say that on the 17th of August we have got the EcoFest, because of the health reason, I won't be able to attend it personally. I remember the first two. At the first one, we were doing the civil cycle, but currently we have the certified transport, which is one of the areas which we have been financing since 2014. Andrei Havratov and Anatoly Yunitsky have signed the contract for collaboration for 20 years, and there were people who were asking about the balance on financing the technology. And now, according to Anatoly Yunitsky, $200 million are still pending. They have to be invested into the construction of the test polygon in the United Arab Emirates, which is required for piloting the certified technology under the climatic conditions, which unfortunately have not been in place but in the United Arab Emirates. Then there will be the preparation for Expo 2020. Expo 2020 will be the annual big exhibition similar to the Arab exhibition, where many representatives of the countries will be able to have a ride on Skyway transport, and thus the orders will follow after that event. Igor, do you want to interfere? Yes, indeed, Arman, I would like to have my contribution. I was in Minsk on the 17th of August on Negafest. There were many people there. According to tickets on the last day, about 3,000 tickets were sold. I'm sure about that figure. There were many attendees. The people managed to have a ride. They had to line. I was among them. So we tested the transport. It was a pleasure. There were many festivities for children. There was good food. There was transport. Anatoly Yunitsky was the speaker. The sun was bright. Everything was good, and the mood was very positive. We liked it very much. The environment was most friendly, very bright, and I have got good memories of EcoFest. With every passing years, transport becomes better. There are new types with every passing years. Some people were there for the first time, and they were amazed. As far as to myself, there were many more foreigners, and foreign citizens attend the festival with every passing years. I'm not talking about CIS countries, about the ex-USSR countries, but I'm talking about the overseas countries. They were Australians, Indians, Americans, Latin Americans, Colombians in particular. I even got the hat as a present from them. Many of them were acquainted with myself. The attitude to myself was very warm, so it's a pleasure to confess to you that they know me at all the continents. But I still have a dream on further implementation in Americas. So there was also the good cuisine there. It was wonderful. And there was a good party. On the 18th, there was the practical conference, NENI, and over 100 participants were there from all around the world. The report was listened to from the manager. There were presentations from leaders. There were presenting of awards for the new statuses, the recognition, and for the network operators. That was a very, very good demonstration. Many of you, in order to find yourselves on the stage, have to work for 6 months at least. Top managers were talking, counselors to the president, and many presidents had their chance of talking to the people through intensive applause. It was really wonderful. The directors were there. Andrei in particular, and the environment was really wonderful. You can see it from pictures. There was the Latin American singer. It seems to me that he was from Chile, and he was singing songs at the beginning, in the midst, and at the end. There was some feeric completion, crowning up of the event, and the atmosphere was most positive. The level was very, very high, and I've noticed that at that period of time, so I have recognized that the company have turned to be the really international one. 3 years ago, we were mainly working in CIS countries, and CIS countries were taking over 50% of the entire turnover. And Armand was the point of my discussion when the English-speaking countries could be involved, and now English-speaking countries provide the highest turnover. Indeed, the interest on behalf of the foreigners is very strong and is becoming ever stronger. Australians, for instance, Italians, Indians. There were many people from Kazakhstan and the United States, from Colombia, Peru, Ecuador. So as you see, many countries were represented, Africa, from all the continents indeed, and from many countries, totally from more than 100 countries of the world, and that was a real pleasure. And dear friends, let me tell you the following. Given that we are pressed for time, as far as loyalty program is concerned, I will give the floor to Armand soon. Given that the amount of sales is up, and this year we'll have the new record established, very proud about that. Given that the month has not yet been covered, we cannot estimate the bonuses, because it might be different in 3 hours. There was discontent among the people. Why? Firstly, you have stated one bonus within loyalty program, but actually it was different, because you have to count as of the second day. Currently we have 19.8, and 10% of that amount will be paid within the loyalty program as bonuses. The entire amount will be divided by all token holders within crypto unit proportionally, but you will learn about it on the 2nd and the 3rd of September, while the accrual will happen after the 6th, starting from the 5th to 10th. All right. Armand, now the floor is yours. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much, Igor. I've got this information as well, and we have been awaiting on the disclosure allowance for it, but dear friends, I think that all of us will be getting bonuses, not only through the loyalty program, but all of us at the event which will take place on the 12th and 13th of October in India, will be able to see such an epochal event as entering the market. Separately, we have invested some money into investment tools of the company, anticipating to have its initial public offering, and then you are invited into participate in accessing the market. But not all the people have enough knowledge or experience or contacts for getting into such an atmosphere at least once throughout their lives. The participants and the promoters, which currently are the ambassadors of the brand, are the people who at 100% should attend the venue, because there won't be the second chance. Out of my experience, I will tell you that on the 30th of March 2014, I attended Moscow for the first time. There was a conference on Skyway, and there I met indirectly Andrei Khavratov. I may tell you that that event was the turning point not only in my life, but it changed my entire mentality. I'm sure that my generation will see the changes as well. All of you have attended the events. Are there the people who have already visited some very important events, which was the turning point in their lives? Then please put pluses. Are there people like myself who, having attended the venue, have radically changed their vision? I see that there are such people, and many of you are writing that our case is just another pyramid, but this is your personal view. Nobody here tries to impose something of you in order to change your persuasions and visions. Your ideas, your beliefs may change having faced the realities. The more real facts you have in your life, the fewer energy you have in the necessity of persuading the others. So it may not be yours. In 2011, when I was offered to invest into Bitcoin, through my persuasion, I decided not to do so. In 2014, I realized that I lost the opportunity of becoming a billionaire. But we take our own ways. But I don't regret that I haven't bought a Bitcoin, thus losing the opportunity of becoming the billionaire. So we have to play with our money. On the 12th and 13th of October, please put it down in big letters, in capital letters, that we must be in India, in New Delhi. It will be the 5th anniversary of a company in place. The company offers you of attending its celebrations. There will be the training for managers, and all the managers with such a status should attend the training. I may say that Andrei Khavratov has already developed a lot of new pieces of news for you guys. In Russian they say to piss in something very, very hot. So that will be a very important event, and then it will be followed by the exclusive training for managers or for those who will have the awards through promotion. In personal cabinets, you will find a picture of tickets. You can see them on the screen. You can buy them for 1,200 units, and 1,200 units will result in the opportunity of purchasing in installments, but you won't be just buying the tickets, but you will be getting your share. You will be getting points in crypto units through bonuses. All the people attending India won't just have the increase, you will double. When your code will be scanned in India, you will have the double amount of your points in crypto units. Moreover, all those of you having purchased the tickets will see the increase of payments through loyalty programs by twofolds for all the crypto units which you have got in your in your personal cabinets. I emphasize not only for the amount in the ticket, but for the total amount. Moreover, you will get the first payment of dividend redistribution also in the double amount. So you do understand that all your costs have already been in advance covered in this or that percent or interest. Do you realize that here you are not merely attending the training 3 days long, getting familiarized with a new country, but you will be earning twice? So conventionally, you have 100,000 crypto units. You will get one amount within loyalty program, but that amount will double upon the arrival. That will be a strong tool, and please be assured that the attendance by myself of training seminars, and I have been intensively training myself, so I realize that £500 is the minimum for the training. If it is one-day course, you will have to pay £500. But if we are talking about the super Porsche training, then they will charge you 5,000. But if we are talking about exclusive 3-day training, then the figure might reach 50 or 60,000. Can you imagine that every time attending the training, I were getting some equity or cash? So I can't think of such a mechanism. Please don't underestimate the opportunities offered by the company, and in particularly Andrei Havratov furnishes us with a chance. He is a Santa Claus coming every month. If Santa Claus comes on Christmas only, then Andrei Havratov is a Santa Claus attending you monthly, with presents, of course. On the 14th, 17th, there will be training for lead managers. 240 tickets were at the beginning, now 31 only left. There will be no more tickets. 1,200 units will result in 100,000 points in crypto units, which you will be getting when buying tickets. If you are doing it on the 1st of September, then for 1,500 you will get 80,000 only. The price by installments in the column next, for 1,200 you will get 90,000 crypto units, which is by 10,000 less. If we are talking about installments till October, then you see it will be by 5,000 less. But anyway, installment is the offering, and only 51 tickets left. Igor Imanyanka has left, but let me ask you a question. Who of you would like to have 10% of understanding what Igor Romanenko and Andrei Havratov are talking about? The people in Investment Council, who of you would like to become a connoisseur or to have the understanding? Then, if there are such volunteers, then in 4 languages you will have, and there will be translation into English, Italian, if I am not mistaken, into Spanish and Hindi. So, ladies and gentlemen, in 4 languages there will be translated the training, the basics for private investor. Igor Romanenko, Andrei Havratov, and Antonina Kianovskaya will be speaking in Russian, and that will be running and broadcasted into the other languages. The price for the first flow is 530 units only. Totally, it will be 1,970. The third flow will see the further increase because we cannot put all together physically into one flow. And I don't know how to say it. So not enough dedicated time. So we cannot have it cheaper. But anyway, there will be promotion. Perhaps somebody or you will be lucky enough of being a winner for a free course. Hot summer, SWIG. You see that we have about 160 countries and more than 5,000 participants today. So, ladies and gentlemen, my congratulations. The forthcoming events will be the ones which you can attend in order to be sure that we physically exist, but our training will be in online mode, of course. We are not hiding anywhere, and we cover Nigeria, Estonia, Russia, Belarus, Greece, Spain, United Kingdom, Latvia. So as you see, many countries, including Kazakhstan. All that could be reviewed in the timetable, in the schedule, in your personal cabinets. As to the loyalty program, Igor has given you enough information. On my behalf, I may say that the turnovers and the influx of money carried out since recently within the next 2 or 3 hours will be in millions of dollars. Announcing now the figure on accrual of bonuses within the loyalty program will be, like Igor said, premature and wrong. Andrei Khavratov last time did that, but after the subsequent estimates there were some discrepancies. Therefore, Andrei conveyed the message, and incidentally he is at the very important meeting which may impact the further development of the fund and the prospects and so on. Therefore, so unfortunately he won't be with us today, but according to his message, I know that on the 1st all the estimates will be completed on incoming money. There will be the estimation of 10%, which will be redistributed on all purchased coins. So on the 2nd of September, in your personal cabinets, you will be able to see what bonus within the loyalty program will be accrued from the 5th to the 10th of September. Lead country as to the sold tickets is Vietnam. Our congratulations to Vietnam. The people are working in good teams where they are the people who have proven that despite a lot of information in Russian only, they are still with us. They demonstrate striking results, and I may say that yesterday the president on marketing programs was Truk, Vietnam leader in Hanoi, and Daroca from New Zealand. They are the people who yesterday were the councillor, but today they are presidents. Those of you who will manage to bring more people to Avanti will see the amazing growth. Once again, our congratulations to Vietnam. So, dear friends, I would like to come now to questions and answers. I have noticed that we have got questions. Let me start with questions and answers session. Anyway, on the 12th and the 13th, we'll get the big event. The answers to your questions will last for another 30 minutes. In London, I will have a training, and if you're not managers and if you are in London, please be advised to cover your status in London and attend the training in half an hour. So what kind of questions do we have? Where there will be the opportunity of transferring the funds from one cabinet to the other. Yes, the answer is yes. To your cabinet, yes. The average price of tokens which we invest was approximately 20, and then it went up to 45. They are not tokens. Into IPO, we invest, we put in the shares, equities. I participate in different IPOs, and I do know that indeed it is difficult to operate with small amounts, not so small, but anyway, if you apply for 10 or 20,000, but you get approval for 500, then you understand that IPO is the quick tool for profit. But on the other hand, one has to understand that it takes time for reviewing the company performance, for how long they have been in place, and estimate conventionally whether it would be strong enough on the market. STO will take place in October. Andrei was saying that in October there will be STO and there will be the payment of dividends in November. Yes, according to the plan. STO, yes, indeed. Everything goes according to the plan. Andrei has said that the 5th of October will be the day when all of us will be in India. At that very time, as anticipated, the STO will take place. But please understand that STO is a process. It won't run immediately. It is a process. It won't run immediately. Some countries, like Estonia, which are loyal enough and which is happy to have cryptocurrency, then, for instance, the United States is a much more conservative country. They need more detailed process of compliances, and STO will be launched in some countries on the 15th of October according to the plan. Payment out of dividends. Igor was telling you about the increase of the portfolio because paying out dividends will be based on profit of the company. It won't be necessarily the dividend. The word is wrong in this case, but it will be the profit bonus. Profit bonus could be translated as the dividends, but legally right word is bonus on profit. Who will have the audit? Which particular company will be the auditors? Currently, there are talks with a number of audit companies which, as to the adequate price, will offer their services. Please understand that we are in the same boat. If we take a particular company, will charge $5 or even $1 million, then the question should follow. Do we really need spending 1 million in order to get the audited statements? Perhaps we can alternatively have the audited statements for 500,000, thus saving all of us money. How many participants are there in the crypto unit program? According to the latest information, almost 200,000 people, because in July, there were 40,000 new registries, and this month we have bypassed 5,000 new registrations. So totally, there will be another 40,000. So 120 plus 80,000. So totally, we'll have 200,000 participants. Division of personal cabinets. Will it be possible to have from SWIG to? No, no, no. It won't be that process. We'll have the increase of products number. Therefore, there will be new cabinets. If you want to talk to me, then through the site, you can find my contact details and please approach me. McDonald's. Why the hell we are talking here about the harm? You are the shareholder of the currently existing company. We have been earning from their earnings, and you will have the company selling the food to the other company. If you create burgers, even better. Then you have taken money from them and have established something of your own. We are not saying that we are financing the area. We are the shareholders only. If McDonald's currently is paying out through dividends and their shares are not down, it means the tools of maintaining of our money. We cannot hold our money in banks. If you deposit money in banks, they rotten. If you invest them into assets, they do grow. And our objective is to have the ever-growing portfolio in order to have the distribution of good money amongst all of us. In July statements, I believe I have already answered the question. Several days after the offering, there might be the increase. Yes, indeed. Absolutely correct comment. I also do think, I tend to think that will shock the market. Stating now will be doing harm to all of us. Therefore, your speculations are right, I may say. Oleg. So, Oleg, you are right, but I'd rather abstain from making the announcement now. Dividends depend not only from the amount of money which we will collect. Dividends will depend on money resulting from the portfolio. Currently, the portfolio is in the hands of Igor and Andrei and the Investment Council. But a lot of people, so people know what the company is. Samsung, Apple, Amazon companies have been graded top because there are many people with them. Facebook share is worth $200 now. Because Facebook has a lot of people. 21st century is internet century. Andrei was right saying that the key asset in all the companies has been the people. Those people who are dedicated, who are joined by the common idea. The question about sales. Could the verification be prolonged for one day? Dear friends, all the verifications will be done as of today. The question, I have got 7 cabinets for verification for purchasing. Raisa, I was told that they will help you without a verification to purchase and only then do the verification. The question about on reimbursement of costs for transport, all that will be in your personal cabinets. Attach your tickets, your cost bills there, and you will get the reimbursement. The question about the audit. The audit will take place, will be held by the company, which will provide a good ratio between price and quality. If we can make it for the smaller money, then we'll be reviewing the ratio. Will there be direct broadcasting in India? Tatiana, I cannot give you the answer because we have got rather lousy experience in Malaysia, and I'm not sure whether the company will find the provider, especially with good translation, with no interference. Which conditions of transition for cryptocurrency in September? You are aware of terms and conditions. As of today, you have an opportunity of entering crypto unit for 10 units, and the amount will depend. I can say that it will be much higher. Audit. SWIG is a group of companies. Today, under investment group company, we have SWIG, and under it there are about 60 more companies. Crypto unit is an absolutely new area where Andrei transferred his well-developed investment in order to have launching of crypto unit program. You can buy CRU in the closed club and on the second stage at the stock exchange. Will it be possible to sell CRUs purchased at the first stage? Yes. You can legitimately sell your crypto units. All the holders of crypto units will be able to sell them. If the question is about whether it is yes or no, I will say yes. Whether it is expedient, I will say that it will be stupid. Selling what you have already got in big amounts for small pennies will be stupid. It will be like selling Skyway shares when they are issued at $1. So you have to estimate the capacity and then sell somewhere in the midst. Why should you be selling a milked cow? Therefore, you are being paid bonuses within loyalty program for you to be able to realize that you have sufficient passive income. There will be recording of webinar. You will be able to recall the webinar in SWIG resources. Yes, indeed, all of you will be able to sell, exchange, or buy what you have been doing with such cryptocurrencies as Ether, Bitcoin, Dash, Monero, and so on. Banking cards, dividends. So when you will be able to get dividends? Dividends will result on performance. Firstly, you will have to have assets, but in order to have the assets, you have to invest. Perhaps in another 10 years or even shorter, when there will be MEGAM cards, we are in the process, they are in process, not depending on us only. That depends on banking institutions, on tourists, on how quickly the treaties and documents are signed. MEGAM cards, still pending question. When there will be the issuance of plastic cards. So when plastic cards will be issued, where the funds will be accrued to, that will happen by October. As anticipated, they will appear in October. The ratio is not yet known. Please be informed that it will be on the second day, and you will be informed via the personal cabinet within the loyalty programs. Will it be possible for us as co-owners to see the legal documents with companies, for instance, such as gold? Once again, we don't have legal documents. We have their shares. Procurement, purchasing of assets and shares is in place. All that forgive me for selecting the good words for giving an answer. If we demonstrate all the documents which we have now, we may cause harm to our business. Until there is a white book and until we get the regulation, all those factors won't be publicly announced in the web. Please come to the closed events, and Igor Romanenko is usually demonstrating them there. So please attend the venue in order to get the information.
Уже выплачу с октября. Ребят,
beginning from October will be the deadline for the market, when we enter the market. Not in September, but in October. If the ticket was purchased in June, will I get a present? No, Ludmila. Those of you who have bought tickets for 80 units won't be involved in competition. I bought the tickets, about 30 of them, and I was also buying the tickets for participating in all the bonuses. If I cannot attend the event, will my ticket will be made null and void? No, it won't be null and void. But your bonus accruals, so you won't get double bonus. Could you please tell me if the person has bought a ticket and won't be able to go, whether there will be bonuses accrued? The answer is no, there will be no increase. Andrei Havratov is saying that training is investment. Therefore, purchasing and physical attendance of the venue is incentivized through additional accruals, not because that you have bought a ticket and stay home, but because you have made a motion, because you are in motion, you attend the venue. Lock-up period after the STO will be announced in the White Book. As far as I see, we have exhausted the list of questions. Thank you very much, guys. So, sorry. I was listening to you in Moscow in the assembly. Do you have any projection, the forecast for the annual rate of return based on the number of purchased equity? Alexander, I don't have the understanding about shares or equities. Are you talking about Skyway or CRUs? If the other person goes against the purchased ticket, nobody will get double bonus. Barcode will be double checked, and the accrual will be through personal cabinet only. If there is a person with a stolen ticket or borrowed ticket or so on, then that person won't be entitled for getting any bonus. He will attend, but with no bonuses. Loyalty will be on the second, voiced and demonstrated through the personal cabinets. For crypto units, Alexander, the question depends on the number of people included into the closed club, plus the value of the portfolio plus information plus market information. Depending on those two factors will be determined the price on crypto units or the so-called assets. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you call the club the closed club? It will be open when there will be free access to everybody. About 30% of the population have got cryptocurrencies. They have purchased it through open sources. Consequently, openness will mean the white book in place when there is the corresponding regulation and offering at the market. Presently, all of you are VIPs. You are VIPs to Andrei Khavratov, and you are entitled to before it becomes public. And finally, let me voice a very interesting thing to you. All of you are the co-owners of the things that and not so many other people can be that kind of co-owners to very interesting things. I recollect my meeting a person who until 20 didn't have $1 million and he wasn't able to invest. You might have heard about that. The people had that kind of thinking. Firstly, you had to become a millionaire before you start investing, because the market was dictating that rationale. Prior to investing, you have to have money. If today you have a look at Wikipedia, have a look there, what security token offering is, which companies can participate, and what regulation D means. You will see that today the people participating in highly prospectful appetites have to have $1 million, and this reduces the mass of people. If totally we are 100%, then only 10 people will be able to invest. The algorithm is derived that if 10% of people having got 1 million are still earning money, then 90% have still been waiting on how to earn 1 million. So all of you have got crypto unit programs and you have got an opportunity of becoming investors. May I recommend you, please become rational investors. Don't invest money because somebody has promised you something. Firstly, realize, have the understanding, and then you will be happy, you will have enough funds and money and good understanding. And all the values and valuables that you can get in life. Thank you very much indeed. Good luck. Today, Arman Smurniks and Igor Romanenko were with you. Till the next month, on the 2nd of day, in the personnel cabinet, you will find which ratio will be applied within the loyalty program. Bye.